Hi, my name is Sharon and I'm a farmer's daughter, and this is my first YouTube of my homestead journey. I believe in living a simple life and I share that from my platform of the Anastasia Plan. I'm a believer in living a simple life, and life has become so complicated, we've become stressed and worried. I'm a believer in sharing our talents and gifts that we were born with. So you know, all of that creates an amazing kaleidoscope of humanity, and I'm a believer in sustainability and land care, running workshops that are about connecting to the country and building community. So welcome. I'm also a lifelong gardener and had awesome teachers when we were kids growing up. Grandma used to live with us, so Grandma and Mum knew so much, you know, about planting and growing their own. It's only a recent thing when people have been planting lawns. You know, not so long ago, everybody had a veggie garden. Everybody grew their own. You know, before the times of supermarkets and trucks and etc. So the world's actually turned very fast. We forget that often. One of the first things I planted in the garden was the rhubarb. I recommend everyone plant rhubarb. Continues the whole year through. This original rhubarb came from Mum's place when she lived up the road from here. So a friend looked after that for me before I was able to get back to the farm. So that's awesome. The other thing that's really important too is that if we plant as many, a bigger variety of edibles as possible, that is awesome. It's not just about one cure-all, it's about lots of different things. So I recommend everyone also to plant fennel, and fennel is such an awesome edible. It has that gorgeous aniseedy taste. You can eat the flowers, the umbels, delicious. I use it like a celery as well, so you can eat those. So you can eat them raw, just pop them in your soup or stew, whatever. This is last year's seed. But the other thing to remember is in a garden, it doesn't have to be, it shouldn't be manicured with all the weeds taken out. That's actually really bad. Snip off the weeds like I've been doing, and the weeds provide mulch, but also it helps the plants uptake what they need. That's one of the problems with monoculture, because it takes everything out and just leaves one species. Plants are like people, you know, that we need each other to be healthy. So it's a summer garden that is, I haven't actually spent much time here because I've been so busy doing other things with the market stalls and getting the business going. I'm just going for a little walk. My sister is reminding me. Thanks, Kaz, for doing this for me. Mind the lettuce. So my strategy with creating a late summer garden, because I've had frosts here in December, is just to pop things around where there's a little bit of cover for shade. The artichokes are doing very well. And top tip, if you want to keep your artichokes, just allow them to die back and they'll shoot up again. They're a fantastic pollinator. Beautiful, gorgeous purple flowers. The bees love them. I've seen like 20 bees in one flower. I think personally that we should change the name of the globe artichoke to the thistle artichoke, because it's from the thistle family, which you can see when it starts flowering. And the other artichoke, which is Jerusalem artichoke, which is under the ground, like a spud, but doesn't taste like a spud and it makes you fart. But they should name that the sunflower artichoke, because sunflower family, and when it flowers, it has that sunflower. So yes, thistle, sunflower. Don't know why they haven't done that. Anyway, so come for a walk. In wintertime, this is the asparagus bed. Well, actually, springtime rather. Obviously, everything needs weeding. I'll get to it because I just snipped the leaves off. Ha! One late asparagus. Fabulous raw again. I don't know why it makes your pee smell funny, but it does. Wonderful in salads. Everyone loves asparagus. So we need rhubarb. Every garden should have asparagus, rhubarb, fennel, artichokes. So you've got food all year round. Just walk this way a little bit. Excuse the weeds, guys. So September was like survival month because I leapt from my job, pay, to business, no pay to get started. I wouldn't recommend it. However, I had my dried broad beans from last year, and so this was my subsistence soup. So I'm letting these ones just die back. So that's why it's all looking a little untidy at the moment, because I want them to dry off. They make an amazing soup, Egyptian style. So that lovely cumin and smoked paprika, beautiful, with tomato as well, and coriander. So it's looking a bit uninteresting this way. This is one of the mistakes. Do not plant a rosemary, which is from a Mediterranean climate, in the middle of your garden, which is also in a Mediterranean climate, because it tends to overtake. We don't want this. Anyway, that's the failure for today and some positives. So I've had to do everything on the cheap, you know, as and when I can afford it. Much of the house is all salvage. The jarrah timber that you can see here was going to be firewood, and you know, now it's part of the walls on my home. Apart from two small windows, that white one you can see, well, the two white ones, they're the only new ones. Everything else has been salvaged. So you know, do things wisely. If I can do it, so can you. The land was meant to support us, to nurture us, so that the land would look after us. I had that feeling very strongly when I was a kid, and it didn't seem right that the mindset was like that. A home is not just a house. A home is about the land, and the land ought to have a fruit garden, a veggie garden, shade. Later on I want to take you up to the oak, because I've planted strategic plantings so that in the summer there's somewhere cool to go. Living is being part of nature. We're part of nature, not apart from it. So the land is so important to all of us. When I put these trees in the orchard, I was able to do a bulk order from Alea Nursery, which was fantastic because I was able to at least get a start. Having to do a whole new start is obviously financially interesting. Where we grew up, you know, the trees had been established for some over 100 years, so it was all there. But starting from scratch, it's a journey on its own. Planning is the most important thing, and obviously researching, knowing what you want, which is, you know, pretty much the things that you like to eat is what you want to plant when you're talking about edibles. The thing with deciduous as well, the best fertilizer, the best you can get are leaves. So please don't burn them, just use them. So the pear trees here in the autumn, I mean, you hear the leaf crunch underneath, and over time the soil will be able to grow things like those beautiful big horse mushrooms. So this is Satsuma plum, which is looking very happy this year. Wonderful plum for eating, cooking, stewing. Even this little one has gotten plums on for its first year, and the parrots have already had a bit of a gnaw of that one. I've been planting trees too for my friends. I've lost a few recently. So this one is Janet's tree. I asked her before she passed what tree she'd like, and she said she'd love a Johnny apple. So this is Janet's tree. It's had its second spring now. It's just got some flowers on, which is beautiful. And even some tiny apples. So welcome to my oak. This is such a cool place to be. There has been a lot of heartache and along the way to get here, but you know what? It hasn't always been like this. You know, I've lived in rentals for years. I've lived with, you know, just pots. And the thing is, you start with a dream, as they say. Thoughts are really, really powerful. It hasn't been easy, but it was something that I carried so front and center. It was just what I needed to do in life. And I know there's so many of you out there. It all starts with a dream, and it starts with thoughts. It can start with pots like me, and a pot on the windowsill. We can feed ourselves just that way. You know, we can still nourish ourselves with goodness that way. And you know, that's the beginning of a journey. Where will it lead? Where will it end? You know, that's up to you. And that is the really important and powerful thing, that we all have self-will and we all have free will. So it's up to us. And you know what? My first art teacher since high school, Philomena Cornu, hi if you're out there, she said some amazing advice, really simple. Back in the days when bumper stickers, you know, used to say, you know, shit happens. Well, as she used to say, shift happens as well. So our thinking can change in an instant. And yeah, take heart, because if I can do it, so can you. Things start with thoughts. The rest follows. Thanks, guys.